on it, but look at this, look at this. But in moments of adversity, we push through and we get it done. We had something in the yard the other day, which was a little bit special. Obviously squat with it and I just work out like that. If you can get a boat in our yard, I'll buy it off you. And I will show you it now. So brace yourselves, because this is gonna be a crazy one. Welcome back, people. Another day in the scrapyard, and unfortunately this week I did plan to start the video outside with the picker, showing you how we get the dashboards out. But look, she is broken again. The second time in 2 weeks, probably the 5th time since we've had it. Problems, problems, problems. The seal in the rotator has gone, which means that there is no pressure in the hydraulics, so that it doesn't work anymore. So what we've done is we've stripped the rotator off. We've got the hand, which is the picker end off here. And as we were doing that, it sounded like something sheared, and we believe that was the bearing inside the rotator, which has actually happened to us before. And when that happened last time, when it sheared and shattered, parts of the bearing got lodged into the hydraulic pipes, which means that there was fragments floating around the hydraulics. What we did is we installed a filter to capture them particles out. And only about a week ago it was starting to run properly again, and then it's happened again. Yeah, it's going to be another couple of months of a machine that doesn't run properly, doesn't work properly, and we're having to wait till Friday to get the seal off DPD, because it's got to be shipped from Austria, because basically it's not a standard seal. There are no seals like this. It's a circular seal with sort of like a crescent on the bottom, and then there's a square section in the middle. So it's not a seal that you can just nip down the local shop and grab. You have to get this one ordered in from Austria, and obviously Brexit as well is preventing anything coming in smoothly, so it's just a complete drama. This is the second rotator we've bought, and it has broken and done the same problem again, so I feel like there's a little bit of a design flaw with this rotator, but at the minute, what can you do? Obviously the rotator's not created by RSL specifically, but they obviously buy it and assemble it with the parts. So it's just a tip, I suppose, for some of you guys out there running your own business, buying machinery. We opted to choose the cheaper of the 2 hands for our machine. You've got the power hand, or the RSL picker. The power hand is around 60,000. This was only 15. So what I would say is it's not always the best option to buy the cheaper machinery, because it does often lead to problems. When it comes to buying things like that, price usually translates into quality, so it's just something to keep in mind. And obviously, as you know, this sitting in here means one thing for me, that I am losing money. So believe me when I say this is not ideal, but I am on it. We are trying to get it sorted so that hopefully next Monday it's back up and running and we can start earning some money again. And as a bonus, I can show you guys how it works and what it does. We've also had another problem with another piece of machinery in the yard, which I'll get onto in a minute. When I say we had the Wednesday from hell, we had the Wednesday from hell. If you come over here and I'll show you the rotator, she's down here. Obviously I can't get to the bearing at the minute because it's right inside there, but our fitters are on it, they're getting it sorted, so fingers crossed, hopefully Friday we might have it back up and running, but if not, the latest Monday, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, not ideal, but in moments of adversity, we push through and we get it done. But as a little constellation, what I will do is go outside to the bay where this machine usually processes cars, and I'll show you the material that it pulls out. Sort of a dashboard mixed with wire and looms and little bits of metal. So we'll get out there in a minute and I'll show you what the material does look like. But quickly, over here we've got a tank for our JCB telehandler. Oh, before I go outside, obviously, get the hard hat on. We've got a tank for our JCB telehandler, because on Wednesday, again, there was an alloy wheel that came off of one of the cars that Adrian was processing. It rolled down the yard, not too far, and then unfortunately the JCB had a car on its forks and didn't see it, drove over it and pierced a hole in the tank. So that will be fitted and it will be up and running later on today. That's good news. It's just about when you get a problem, process it as soon as and get it done. Hey. So I'm now standing in the area where we stack cars ready for export, ready for sale, or even just a place to store cars when the yard's overflowing. And as you can see, it's a lot clearer and there's a lot more space to work. We're getting through it, we're processing the cars, but at the moment, as we've got such a steady stream of cars incoming, it's really hard to get on top of it. But we're working, we're trying, and we're doing it. It varies at what lengths of time stuff stays in the yard, but usually, yeah, 3 to 4 weeks max, unless it's a car that we decide that we think we can sell on for a market value in this country. Then it could be here for 2 months, depending on how long it takes to sell. As some of you know out there, selling a car is not as straightforward as it looks. When you're trying to work on a budget and trying to get the right money for it, you can't just give it away. I've had a lot of questions in the comment section asking me what cars we export. It's not really as simple as that. It's not so much what cars we export, it's what cars export at the time we get them. Because, for example, this Micra behind me, it does export now, but in 6 months' time, it might not. It might have zero value, it might not be a sought after car. We can't really buy cars now and say that this will export in a year's time. So it's all about buying what you need now and exporting it straight away, because leaving stuff in the yard is only gonna cost me money in the long run. So it's not a straightforward answer of what I export and what I don't export. Everything exports, I'm sure. I'm sure some of this stuff, we haven't got an exporter for it. So if you're an exporter out there, contact me, because this stuff can be yours. It's about who you know and what they want at that current time. As I said in the last video, it has stopped raining tyres. The tyres are clear. And I'll take you over now where we actually process the tyres, because as you can imagine, when the tyres and the wheel come off the car, they're not separated. Somebody has to do it. It's a big job because we process over 200 cars a week. As you can imagine, each car has 4 wheels, so that's 800 tyres to process a week. Get the alloys out of them, and this is what happens. That is Dave over there, and that is his job. He processes all the wheels. And as you can see, he's got a lot to get through, so we'll let him crack on with it. I'll take you in there probably a day where he's not working. I don't want to get in his way. I don't want to disrupt his flow. Do you know what it's like? When you're in the flow of working, you don't want to stop, so we'll let him crack on. Both our fitters who are working on the picker at the moment have actually been called out to fix something else. We own a few of the roads on the estate, so unfortunately, when something goes wrong on the road, we have to fix it. And down there at the minute, there is a manhole cover, which is tilting up a little bit like that. So we've had to shut the road, because if somebody drives over it or damages their car or crashes, we're gonna have a big insurance claim. So we thought we'll shut the road now, get it sorted, address it now, because that is our main priority. Because that machine can be fixed anytime, but if something happens out there and somebody gets hurt, then we're liable. So we have to sort it out. We had something in the yard the other day, which was a little bit special. I was gonna try and get it on the last video, but I didn't get the right footage. But what it is we've got a 205 GTI. It's a 1.6, so for any of you oldies out there, you probably know what this car is. And to be fair, it is a bit of a tool. It's a 1.6 GTI, and what I was gonna say is I wanted to rebuild it. Not so much rebuild it, it's more of a restoring project, because there's a few things that are going wrong with it. But what I was gonna say is, anybody out there interested in purchasing it for their own rebuild project, let me know in the comments or contact me via Instagram, and we can arrange a price. I'm taking bids on it, because I think a car like this needs to be repaired back to its former glory, because they are very rare. And I think when I looked at the time, there was only 20 on eBay, Auto Trader in general, so it would be a shame for one of the last ones to get scrapped. But if nobody wants it, then there's only one place for it. It is in a bit of a mess, I won't lie, it's in a bit of a state, so I'll be taking reasonable offers. But look, if you get it, obviously I will clear the inside out, pass me the camera and I'll take it over. I'll clear the inside out, but you don't have to have the hoover that's inside. But yeah, it's in a bit of a mess at the moment. It's got all the original interior, all of the original steering wheel. It has got keys, and it does tick over. So let me know if you're interested, and we can arrange a deal on collecting it or selling it, whatever you want to do. I've got a special video coming out Sunday, guys, and I've got to prepare 2 cars. I've got a Clio and a Focus, and obviously I've got the KA as well. Guess in the comments what you think I'm going to be doing. I've got 3 cars, and I'm going to be driving the KA. What do you think it's going to be? But I'm going to park these over there so they don't get scrapped. So I've got them ready for Saturday morning when I film. It's going to be funny, guys. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be jokes. Obviously, as you probably know, some of you, Ashfield is building his own gym in his own yard using the scaffolding, and obviously I couldn't let him outdo me, so I've decided to build my own gym in Ace Carbreakers. So welcome to Ace Carbreakers Gym. We've got, at the minute, we've just got 1 dumbbell, and I leave it in the puddle. Fucking hell, that's heavy. And I just obviously squat with it, and I just work out like that. So obviously there's a lot you can do, but It's in the process of being built, so if you've got any more recommendations, what you think I should put in my gym, I don't know, but obviously I can do triathlon here. I can run, I can swim, and I can ride my bike. But obviously I park my bike somewhere else. As said as well, I was going to get a rebuild project for the channel. I had ice cream van, I had like souped up Jeeps, you name it, someone's probably commented it, but nobody commented this, and I will show you it now. So brace yourselves, because this is going to be a crazy one. Here she is. We've got the Paw Patrol scooter. What do you think I should do to it, guys? I'm thinking about putting a V8 on it. I'm not too sure. Probably going to get the new handle put on it, but look at this, look at this. We do buy burnt vehicles. So as you can see behind me, there's a category B burn. We do buy them. So if anybody's got burnt vehicles that they are worried about selling or worried about moving, we can come and collect them. We'll take them away. We'll do that for you. We offer that service. That's vans, cars, lorries, you name it, motorbikes, we will buy it. And on the subject, it doesn't have to be burnt, crashed, insurance write-off. Even if you just don't want to sell it anymore, you want some quick cash, give us a call, we'll give you a quote on anything, we'll try and buy it off you. So any vehicle, anything that moves basically we'll buy, other than probably boats, because I don't know how we're going to get them in the yard. But yeah, we'll buy it, we'll try it. Even boats, if you can get a boat in our yard, I'll buy it off you. I don't know how you're going to do that. If you look behind me, guys, you can see that we've got about 200 engines stacked, sorted, cut, ready to be exported. Have a little look there. Now that's a lot of engines. Matt, the driver's just pulled in. He's just done 2 recoveries. He's got a van and a car on. We're just unloading it now, and we've got Colin out the front who's writing on there what we're going to do with it, so we know where to sort it when it gets put in the yard. Obviously we do have a tyre base, so not all of our tyres get thrown away. What we do is we have Jay from the tyre base, as he looks at the wheels that pulled off the cars. If the tyres are good, what he'll do is take them into the tyre base, he'll strip the tyres off and do it safely so that they can be resold, and then what he does is he stacks the alley wheels that he's done with outside, which Dave then comes, picks up and takes round and puts in the alley wheel bin around the back. It's a good little system we've got to make sure that we don't miss any tyres for resale. Just sat in the office, I thought I'd quickly catch up with you about Copart and where we're at this week. We're still flat out with cars, all the lorry drivers are busy, so this week I haven't bought anything from Copart, so I had to have a week off so that we could catch up with everything out there, because obviously I don't want to have too many cars out in Copart because it's my cash that's then in cars. Also as well, I don't want to clog up their yards and have too much fees through storage, so had the week off this week, and then next week I should have a license to go and buy again, as we need the cars again. So I think this week's been good. We've been able to catch up and it's worked out well. The plan has worked. So I had Tuesday morning at Yanamai's, Tuesday afternoon off, and I was actually supposed to be in Dubai this week, but unfortunately due to COVID I couldn't go. The trip was actually planned because about 6 months ago Copart got in touch with me and invited me out to their Dubai branch, so I was going out there to have a look around. And they were also going to let me film out there, so it would have been a really good video, but hopefully I can reschedule that trip for after COVID and make it happen. Would not be a fine day without some fine English weather. I think I should put some sun cream on. Behind me, as I said, this is the material that is processed by the picker. It is pure wiring looms mixed with dashboards, fuse boxes and other bits of metal from the chassis of the car that are attached to some of the wiring looms. So what we do is at 3 o'clock every day this week we've stopped working on depolluting cars, but the whole depollution bay out here, and we're all cutting wires, and it's literally, you get the cutters in your hand, you cut it away, you throw it in a bin, and then the bin gets put somewhere else ready to be processed. So it's a very, very time consuming job. When that's up and running, we get about a ton a day. So it's so hard to keep on top of it. Look, come over here and I'll show you the heat we've got. Obviously we've got all this section here, we've got a bin there that's been done. All of the loose bits, clips, plastic, rubbish bits, we put in a bin here, they get taken somewhere else. Come look and I'll show you the size of the pile. And the pickers stopped working on Wednesday, so bearing in mind, that is just from the start of the week. if it starts snowing in the yard, I'm getting my snowboard out and I'm coming down it and I'm riding that. Look at the size of it. And if you can imagine full flat out, the machine working all day, every day, imagine the size of the pile. I kid you not, a couple of months ago, the pile was from here all the way around, covered everywhere, that high. We got it processed, we got it done. I think we had to work a Saturday to get that sorted, but we did get it done in the end. If you look, when you take away the casing, most of it is just pure copper, so it's very, very good wire. And all of the wire throughout the car is pretty much the same, so it's very, very good grade stuff, and it's important to get as much of it out as possible so that we can earn as much money as possible. So this is another part of the stuff that comes out of your cars. Fantastic, thanks for the help. Cheers, Kim, thank you. So that was Copart, just having to sort a little bit more out, obviously because we've got a few cars down there this week. Need to make sure that we can collect them into next week and make sure it runs smoothly. They're happy, I'm happy, so it's all good. It's all good in the hood. I can't say that. This isn't the hood, this is the scrapyard, baby. So the plan at the minute, as obviously the picker's not working, I've got Ada in the grab pulling the dashes out as best as he can. Obviously we are losing money and we can't get all the wiring looms out, that's understandable, but we're doing the best job we can because we need to keep processing. What I don't want to happen is to stop processing, we get a backlog of cars and then we can never catch up. We need to cut our losses with this bit, keep processing as many as we can and keep earning as much money as possible. Sometimes what we will do is we'll leave some of the cars which have a lot of wiring that we know we can get much more out of with the picker, and leave them in the yard and we'll process them when it's back up and running. But it's just important to keep the flow coming in and out, get the bales out, get the cars in. That's the main job. And the little Clio. The K8 did used to export. If it was a blacktop K8, we used to be able to export it. The silver tops we didn't. And when I say blacktop or silver top, I'm referring to the colour of the top of the engine. The Clio doesn't export, that's pretty run-of-the-mill car, not very good for us, but it's good to get cars like that in and out, processing, keeps the volume up, keeps the numbers up, keeps the yard flowing. I don't know if you can see it through there, but my truck is absolutely filthy. It needs a valet desperately, so if any car valeters or detailers are watching, please contact me with your best offer. I'll get you on the channel next week and I'll show you detailing it. Because look at the state of it, honestly, sitting in there, it's like a junkyard. It's like a mini scrapyard inside my truck. To be fair, actually, I'm thinking about getting the truck wrapped. I'm gonna go probably for a camouflage, maybe a white camouflage. I'm gonna put some bigger wheels on it, probably some high profile tyres. I might get the Raptor grille for the front of it. And I am looking for a number plate for it. I'm not sure what I should go for yet. I'm gonna try and decide something like Scrap or Ace or something along those lines, but I'm not too sure yet. Just standing in the lorry yard. Obviously the Euro 6 rules are coming in very soon. It was supposed to be on the 31st of March, Euro 6 in the ULEZ zone and the LEZ zone for vehicles over 12.5 tonnes. So this skip lorry behind me doesn't actually qualify for Euro 6. So we're in the process of looking for a new skip lorry so that we can do that job inside the LEZ zone. These are the problems you come up with on a day-to-day basis, new legislations, new laws, new rules coming in, and it's important to stay up to date and keep up with everything that's going on. And the worst thing that could happen is we could get a great job come through for central London or somewhere in the LEZ zone and we wouldn't be able to do it. And that's only gonna cost us money in the long run. That wraps up today's video, guys. That was a day in the scrapyard. Bit longer than usual, but you were asking for it, so I delivered. Next week, I'll bring the next one. Whatever you want to see, comment below. As I say, I'm going to try and answer questions. It was such a shame today the picker wasn't working, but what can you do? I'm not magic, I'm not Houdini. Can't make things happen that aren't possible. Next week should be up and running, and then obviously Saturday, I'm filming a new video, something completely different. Involves 3 cars and the bad boy KA. What's it going to be? Until next time, guys, Henry Arnold.